Hi, this is Myra with Boutique Paint. Valentine's Day is around the corner, so I thought it would be fun to do a little project of a heart wreath. So I'm going to use Iron Orchid Design's Build a Wreath, and I'm going to use this little guy down here in the corner. I started out with a sheet of, or a little piece of plywood, it's 1/2 inch, and I cut out a heart out of 2 pieces of paper and taped them together. And I'm going to use an air erasable marker to draw around the heart. And this is a marker that disappears. It's supposed to be with 24 to 48 hours. But on wood, I tested it, and it was more like 2-3 hours. So the nice thing about that is then you don't have to worry about doing touch-up where your pencil line was. It just goes away. So I'm going to use the sheet of plastic that came with the stamp. It's the top sheet. And I'm just going to set that right in the middle. And I picked this one because I like the little flowers or berries that are here on the corner. I thought that was fun to give a little accent to, and I'll show you what I mean here at the end. So I'm using the Iron Orchid Design ink. I'm just going to wipe off those berries a little bit. I want it to show a little bit, but I don't want it to show completely. Let me just set it down and press firmly. And the nice thing about working on with these sheets is that if whatever your surface is a little uneven, this gets into those little nooks and crannies where a stamp block might not, because it's rigid. And now on this next one, we're only going to go as far as the last 3 leaves. So I don't want to ink up those 3 leaves down there at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it. And then I'm going to wipe it down. And I'm using a baby wipe to get the extra ink off. And if your stamps ever stop sticking to whatever surface you're using, I'm also going to take this off. You can just use baby wipes on the back and wipe them down, and it makes it so that it'll stick again. So the reason why I'm doing this freehand now is because this line is straight and I want to follow more of a straight line. That one. I put a little bit more ink on it. And that's the nice thing too, is because these are clear, if you didn't get the ink on it the way you wanted to, you can go back and re-ink it, because then you can see exactly where to place it. Now I got a little overrun there. That's okay. We can clean that up with a little paint afterwards. I'm going to go ahead and ink it up again. Wipe off my little flowers or berries. And continue around. And you can manipulate the stamp so you can make it a little bit more on the straight side. Get it to go around the curve the way you want it, or the lack of curve in this case. And here, I'm actually going to make it wrap around the corner as opposed to go straight, to follow the line of the heart at the top here. And then once again, like at the bottom, we're not going to need the entire piece stamped up. Also the last 3 leaves we're not going to use. So I can wipe them off. Pick that up a little bit better. And this one I don't have to manipulate. I'm just going to set it down. And I could have put it back on the plastic sheet, but this is just as easy. And there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pink pen and go along where the berries were, or the flowers. I'm just gonna color those in real quick. And I'll go through and do touch up after I'm done with everything. And there we go. So now in the middle, I'm going to use some letters. First I'm going to mark about where I want my lettering to be. And I'm just going to take my invisible, or my disappearing ink, put it on there, and then lay out my letters. And when you're writing, make sure that the stamp surface that gets inked up is down. Otherwise, you'll be inking the wrong side. And there we go. So I'm going to take the sheet again. I'm just going to lay it down over the letters, flip it over and ink it. I don't know if you can see, but a little ink got on the outside of the stamp. Oh, that was from before. But I like to clean it up because sometimes it will stamp onto your whatever you're stamping on, and you got to do cleanup. And then just press again. And there we go. All of these products are on our website at www.boutiquepaint.com, including the air pin. So come check us out, and thanks for joining us.